Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. It's very difficult to pick one round knockouts unless it's a complete mismatch, to predict them. I said that I thought Fabio Wardley would stop Frazer Clarke in about 8 rounds. He did it in 1. He did it towards the end of the first round. Both guys came out, few jabs exchanged. Wardley has a real nastiness about him, a real spite, just kind of like Jay Apataya. And he's got something you just can't really teach, which is this nasty sort of determination where instinctively he jumps all over you. He's an instinctively violent person, the same way that some people are instinctively, I don't know. It's like when you play football, if you're an elite football player, you just know, you can see the passes, threading the ball through to, say you're a midfielder. You can just see, if you're an elite midfielder, you can read the game, almost predict where people are going to move, what's going to happen. And this is like with Wardley, violence, it comes instinctively to him. And that's what we saw in this one rounder because, they came out, and bear in mind, Wardley, I think he was in the 240s, Frazer was in the 270s. So Frazer's the bigger man. He's the Olympic bronze medalist. And the first fight was a split draw. And a lot of people thought Frazer won that fight. So this time, out they come. Frazer, doing his conventional boxing style, orthodox. Wardley comes out, not remotely intimidated by the opposition. He does come from that, white collar background, but clearly he's got bundles of natural talent. By the way, this was for the British and Commonwealth title, and there was a WBA belt on the line as well. This was a terrific performance by Wardley because he was faint. He was looking for the openings. He was completely. You could tell by the look on his face, his body language. He was constantly, from the word go, looking for little gaps that he could thread punches through. Again, a lot of this is. I know you have to take your natural talent and hone it, and let it evolve. But he just has that again, I'm back to this word, this instinctive gut feeling about what he should do. And towards the end of the first round, Frazer wasn't doing anything wrong. He was jabbing quite well, and nothing really went on. And then towards the end of the round, suddenly, the thing about Wardley is he's also very fast. He brings a sort of arcing overhand right, clips Frazer on the temple, and Frazer's buzzed. So he falls back into a corner. Wardley goes after him. Frazer's sort of looking to half hold. They maneuver each other out into the ring. Not mid ring, but off out of the corner by the side, by the adjacent ropes. And then Wardley very craftily maneuvers Clarke to the point where because he's still shaky and buzzed, he pushes him out so that Clarke is facing out of the ring. And the referee, of course, you protect yourself at all times. Then he jumps all over Frazer, bangs him back into the corner, and another right hand that landed bang on the temple puts Frazer down. He virtually sits down in the corner. He's trying to get up. His mouth is sort of all slack. You can tell he's not there, that he's he's virtually unconscious or a couple of steps away from being unconscious. Tries to put himself up on the rope very bravely, but the referee quite rightly stopped it at the end of the first round. A tremendous win, tremendous statement from Fabio Wardley, who is signed to Frank Warren. And, bearing in mind that Jack Massey's lost, Frazer's got done in a round. It's not been a good night, has it, for Ben Shalom? This is another win for a heavyweight in the Frank Warren stable. But yeah, I've always thought Wardley, he's going to be a handful for anyone because there's just no quitting the guy. He's constantly on the ascendancy. He's constantly proactive, looking to land his own artillery. And he's just a very, very nasty fighter. And yeah, as for Frazer Clarke, the one thing you can say is he just got starched. It wasn't like he was outboxed, beaten up gradually. There won't be that many miles on the clock in terms of his physicality. But mentally, he's going to have to come back from this, because this is on the biggest stage of all. You know, the Riyadh. This is the era of the Riyadh season, and for him to get blitzed in a round, completely blown out of the water, is a bit of a shocker. I never would have predicted the first round knockout. I suppose anything's possible, isn't it? But bearing in mind the first fight, it was a split draw. I'm very, very surprised it ended so early. But he can bang. Wardley can bang. And how many notches is he off having that blonde cell belt for good now? I think this is his second notch. So what is it? One more and he gets the belt for keeps. Deserves it as well. Thoroughly deserves it. All right, what do you think of this? Not much to say about the fight itself because it ended so quickly, but let me know what you think about Wardley. How high can he go? How high is his ceiling? I've always thought he can get the European level, maybe fringe world. But I don't know. There's plenty of heavyweights. I'd give him a good chance of beating. Frazer Clarke, can he come again? He's not a particularly young man. He's not old, not ancient for a heavyweight. He's 33 now. But this is a bad defeat. Fabio's only 29, so he's got years ahead of him. Let me know what you think. Comments below. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, you could subscribe. That would be fantastic. And please hit the like button too, because they count the likes. And it costs you nothing. All right. We've got the big one to come, Bivol versus Beterbiev. Hopefully that'll go a bit longer than this one. But you never know, do you? Anything can happen. All right. I'll be reviewing that. And I will speak to you all soon. Thank you again. Bye for now.